So, okay, let's get into Nero now. Let's talk about Gavin Newsom, American Psycho. I think we're going to start calling him Nero because he's fiddling, and by fiddling, I mean tweeting as L.A. burns. That's all the guy's been doing is just tweeting attacks at Trump, trying to debunk the so-called lies about him, which we'll get into in a little bit here. First off, look at this interview with him and tell me if you've never seen a more obvious green screen in a studio than this. Check this out. This is real.
Over the course of the next several years, Los Angeles will be host to the World Cup and then the Super Bowl and then the Olympics. With this rebuilding effort needing to take place, is LA going to be ready for all of those global events?
My humble position, and it's not
It's so bad.
just being naively optimistic, that only reinforces the imperative moving quickly, doing in the spirit of collaboration and cooperation. President of the United States, Donald Trump, to his credit, was helpful in getting the Olympics to the United States of America, to get it down here in LA. We thank him for that. This is an opportunity for him to shine, for this country to shine, for California and this community to shine. The opportunity with all of that and all that opportunity and that pride and spirit that comes from not just hosting those three iconic games and venues, but also the opportunity, I think, to rebuild at the same time. And that's why we're already organizing a Marshall Plan. We already have a team of looking and reimagining LA 2.0.
He's just theatrical,
making sure
isn't he?
everyone's included.
He's an
not just
entertainer.
folks on the coast, people here that were ravaged by this disaster.
You just said you're organizing
Look
a
at
Marshall
that.
Plan for the rebuilding of California.
They want
What
you to
is
believe
that
this
Marshall
shit's
Plan? Tell us
real.
about this Marshall
We're just
Plan.
starting to lay out. I mean, we're still fighting these fires. So we're already talking to city leaders. We're already talking to civic leaders. We're already talking to business leaders and nonprofits.
Okay,
we're talking to labor leaders. We're starting to organize.
Have you seen a worse green screen in 15 years than that right there? What? What, are you making fun of his hand motions? He is. Well, Nero was an actor. He is Nero. Have you seen a worse? I mean, I'm going to tell you right now, if I walked into a movie and it looked like that, I'd ask for my money back. Like, that was bad. There's so many things wrong with it. First off, supposedly you've got 100-mile-an-hour winds. You don't see any tree branches moving or anything. I understand that not everywhere has 100-mile-an-hour winds, but you'd think at some point the wind would have moved something, right? The lighting is totally off, given that it's a sunset. There's so much wrong for the... Not to mention, it just looks like a really bad TV show from 2003. And you're right. He does the hand motions. It makes me uneasy because the guy is a legitimate psychopath. A legitimate psychopath. That's what he rubs me as. So Newsom had a tweet. Go ahead, pull this tweet up here. There was an accusation, says California Governor Gavin Newsom is officially setting the stage for developers to come by and buy up the devastated land in the Los Angeles public Palisades fires. Gavin Newsom says it on camera on national TV. Newsom says, this is absolutely false. I signed an executive order to protect residents from predatory land speculators and developers. Well, when I used to play football in high school, Gavin, go ahead. We used to do this. We used to have, my coach had a saying when we'd go back and watch film, which was that the eye in the sky don't lie. You can say you did something during a play, but if we go back and look at it on the film and it's something totally different, well, not only have we proven that you fucked up, now you've lied to us. And now we're really upset with you. Well, let him tell you himself what he's done with the real estate developers. Do you guys remember the Hawaii fires? And all the real estate developers that moved in then, and we broke down where the governor of Hawaii's top financial donors were from, and one of the biggest industry was real estate, and he had all these connections. Yeah, real fun stuff over there. Josh Green, the governor of Hawaii. Go ahead, check out what Newsom had to say.
We're dealing with a myriad of issues. I was just talking to Josh Green, the governor of down in Hawaii, who had some ideas around some land use concerns he has around speculators coming in, buying up properties, and the like. So we're already working with our legal teams to move those things forward, and we'll be presenting those in a matter of days, not just weeks.
What is up with his little dance? Does the guy just not make you uneasy? Hey, Mia, we've got some speculators coming in, some ideas. I mean, it's just everything about him is sleazeball car salesman. He's not even car salesman. This is the guy that's at the top of an MLM scheme. That's him. He's too sleazy to be a car salesman because I worked in car sales. There are some scumbags, but there are also some guys that are honest, just hardworking guys that wanted to make an honest living. Gavin Newsom's too bad for that. No, he is a full-on MLM president, MLM kingpin. That's him. He's selling insurance that covers nothing to people with no money. That's what Gavin Newsom's doing. So he tells you in the video that he's talked to the governor, who was embroiled in the same scandal from Hawaii a year ago, about the exact same thing, about how they've got real estate developers and speculators, and they're meeting with their legal teams to move it forward. Go back to his tweet real quick, where he claims, let me read it what he said. I signed an executive order to protect residents from predatory land speculators and developers. And this is the problem with someone like Newsom, is they've always got an ace in the sleeve. They're always prepared to combat any claims against them. So I decided, but again, the other problem, it's a two-way street. The other problem with guys like that is they're always hollow and they never actually follow through. So they've got talking points ready, but they usually lack substance. So I looked into it. Very simple. Did Gavin Newsom sign an executive order to prevent commercial real estate developers from coming in and buying up everyone's homes? Because what you have to realize here is a lot of these people, we just talked about the insurance issues a week ago. A lot of these people have homes that weren't insured. So they've got loans they're going to default on for houses that are never going to be rebuilt. So you have to consider that. So I looked into it. He did sign an executive order during the fires that would prevent real estate developers from moving in and buying up the land. However, that executive order is only valid for 3 months. So I decided to look a little bit deeper. I said, how long does the city of Los Angeles and the state of California estimate that it's going to take to rebuild this? They estimate that it'll take anywhere between 6 to 12 months to start any type of rebuild in Los Angeles. So yes, absolutely, it is illegal for the first 3 months, for real estate developers to come in and buy up land in California. The problem is, none of those houses are going to be rebuilt if the people even have the money to rebuild them in the first place. So yes, you're going to get Gavin Newsom's buddies are going to come. They've actually said that it could take years to rebuild even a quarter of them. I've seen that estimate as well. Anything between 6 months and 3 years to rebuild a quarter of the houses. And as we know, government time is never realistic. There's always, entire books full of red tape that make things more difficult to get done. It always takes longer than they think it's going to. Believe me, man, where I live in Omaha, there's a street that they told us was going to take 6 months to rebuild. We're on 6 years right now, down on 90th and Center Street. 6 years it's taken them, and it's still torn up and then rebuilt and torn up and then rebuilt. Government can't do anything efficiently. Now that's in a red state. Take a blue state like California, who we've already broken down how all the red tape and government bureaucracy makes things difficult to get done over there. Take a state like that, where the regulations are 2 to 3 times as long, and it's going to take even longer. So yes, you're protected from real estate developers coming in for 3 months from coming in and buying your houses. But none of your houses are going to be rebuilt in 3 months. None of your insurance claims are going to get processed if you're even insured. You're screwed. You're going to have to sell your property for, let's say you owed $1 million on that house. You're going to sell it for pennies on the dollar. You'll be lucky to get $100,000 for what's left of it. These companies are going to come in. They're going to build new real estate developments, and it's over for you because you'll own nothing and you'll like it. Do I think Gavin Newsom torched the city intentionally? Do I think George Soros had people torch the city intentionally? No, I don't. But I think, to quote Rahm Emanuel, you never let a good tragedy go to waste, and that's exactly what they're doing here. If they can use these fires to advance the World Economic Forum's agenda of you'll own nothing and you'll like it, you better fucking believe they'll do it. Hey, thanks for watching. If you liked what you saw, be sure to click the link in the description to get the full episode on Rumble. If you prefer to listen along, you could actually get us on Spotify, Spreaker, and iHeartRadio. You can also go to www.outlawstreamers.com to learn more about not just my show, but tons of other great shows and all the exciting projects they have coming up. Follow my socials at Caleb Isn't Funny on Twitter and Instagram, at Caleb Salvatore Comedy on the Chinese Spy app that is TikTok, and be sure to like and subscribe to this YouTube channel. Thanks, and we'll see you every Saturday for brand new episodes of That's Based. Peace.